Is anybody else's pillow this yellow or just me? Today I made $2,666.30. And how did I do it, Clay Baby? He says, well, let's start with my daily bias. Going into the day, I was obviously bullish, bro. All-time highs is right here. Things are looking incredible, right? So I'm looking at the market, but what do I see? I see that on the hourly and especially on the 4-hour, bro, we are balls to the walls, super overextended with an NWOG below. So I can see bearishness happening. I just need to prove it. Does that make sense? So I'm kind of open, but based off order flow, I'm kind of forced to be long, but I see good ideas for shorts, right? Especially this 15-minute LRL right below everything, leading perfectly to the NWOG. Correct? Correct. Yes, sir? Yes, sir. So I have to be bullish, but I'm open to long. So what do? Well, I say, you know what? I'll just do whatever I want to do. Market opens and market plummets, bro. Notice how there is a 1 hour right here that didn't mark out. Clay Baby 386, why did you not mark it out? The reason I didn't mark it out was honestly, bro, if I wanted to take longs, I did not want to be super premium in the range. One thing I have learned recently is that, bro, I got to do what I want to do. I think of a trade idea, I wait for that trade idea, or I do not take a trade. It saved me from not one, but 2 losses today. Stick around to find out why, saying as. I probably shouldn't do that. Sorry, YouTube. Editor, edit that. Continuing, we dump, we hit London lows, and honestly, yeah, bro, there's potential for longs here, but where is ES, bro? ES is still making its way towards the 4-hour intermediate low NWOG creation. So I'm like, I can understand longs from here, but to be honest, after this bleed out, right, 930s right here, we have dumped how many points? 140 points in 10 minutes. I was like, I would take cont longs, but I'm not taking reversal longs after this, bro. Especially this is Asia high. Oh my gosh. And we're just dumping, plummeting towards what? Towards the 4-hour fair value gap, towards the NWOG, Etika, right? So that's what I'm seeing. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, maybe reversals. Why? Falling knife structure. Remember that. Falling knife structure. You always need structure on your side. Then, first L of the day, not because I ain't no punani, bro. I did not take this 1 minute long. Why did I not take this long? Me a couple weeks ago, maybe I would have. The reason why I didn't take this is simply because I just told you it's falling knife structure. Okay? So easiest fade of my life, bro. What looks good about this on the 1 minute? Nothing. You look on the 5 minute, you go, okay, I have a 5 minute above. That is literally all you have. The only thing you have is that 5 minute. I need more. What else was I thinking in these moments? Okay, if we've dumped, 400 points overnight going into AM session, bro, I really honestly want a bigger time frame fair value gap, right? I didn't want this long because it's falling knife structure. We are obviously bleeding out. We are obviously bearish. But more than that, I also don't want any continuation longs. You can see right here that we end up tapping into not 1, but 2 5-minute fair value gaps, but I do not take any trade here. There was this 2-minute inversion, which, yes, looked incredible. I will admit it, right? Good displacement. It has... That's it. It's really only good displacement, hence why I faded the trade. Not only are there hella 5-minute fair value gaps above, but there's also a bunch of 15 minutes above, right? So technically, yes, this could be a breakaway. We could tap into the 5 minute. We wouldn't need anything else. 10 o'clock is opening in 6 minutes. It has time to distribute. 10 a.m. would not have to manipulate. But why is 10 a.m. so much more likely to manipulate today? Because my Long Johnson wants to, right? That's what the market says. It says, I'm going to put my Long Johnson up wherever and into whatever I feel like. And if I want to stick it into a 15-minute full blast, no lubrication, right? And YouTube, that's a term for liquidity, okay? It doesn't have to, bro. The NQ, the NASDAQ can stick it wherever it wants, bro. The NASDAQ can stick it wherever it wants. So I do not take the 2-minute, 2-minuters. Congratulations. You know how it feels to get your back blown out. Do not take that 2-minute inversion ever again. There's also no liquidity, bro. You have a ton of imbalances above and no liquidity below. Yes, you have the good of DOL, but the DOL does not have to go there yet. Not to mention, we also distributed 236 points. You think maybe it's not going to be a perfect, like you think it's going to be perfect like this, a perfect continuation, bro? Deadass, you really think that? No, absolutely not, Poppy. That's what they told me. There is going to be, after large distributions, there will be chops, bro. Think about it like this. The market has to make it more. The market has to make it look better for people to enter the positions that the market makers want, bro. If there's a big ass distribution, think about it like this. You see a massive move like this, bro. It's like okay, all-time highs is the perfect example. In all-time highs conditions, you are too bullish to want to be bullish and too bullish to want to be bearish, right? But think about that, but on the low time frame scale, we were just extremely bearish. People don't want to just continue selling because you don't sell forever, but they also don't want to be bullish because we're so bearish, and that is why you get choppy accumulation like this, okay? There you go. You learned another lesson today. But then what do we get? And then we get a 30-second trade right down here, I believe. I was looking for this 30-second. I was honestly super excited to take it. But then we chopped around. At this point, bro, I see this LRL right here. And I think, honestly, bro, we could definitely resweep it. Those are stacked highs inside of a fair value gap. Perfect for more manipulation. And then sure enough, what happens, bro? Sure enough, we hit, what is it, 10-15, bro? 10-15 is right here. Watch what happens with 10-15, bro. Watch what happens with 10-15. We immediately manipulate. Whoa, you're jumping the gun. Immediately manipulate on ES, which is still PO3 10-15 stack, PO3 manipulation, right? What does 10 a.m. do? 10 a.m. manipulates into a 15-minute. 10-15 adds to the manipulation, and then we get our distribution. At this point, we've had our chop. The market has had their break, and it's ready for more movement. Yes, papi chulo? Sí, papi chulo. And then we get a beautiful 1 minute fair value gap just begging to be plowed like me when I'm sitting on a white couch with 5 black dudes behind me. Not literally, bro. That's more of a metaphorical reference, right? And so what happens, bro? We get a little bit of rejection and then, I shouldn't have made that noise. That was horrible. Not only do we get a nasty inversion, but we also get an extremely clean CISD entry, right? Really good setup. Everything that I want to see going into the day. I wanted some sort of condition. It is condition city over here. Not, I say condition, I put 15-minute fair value gap. It is conditioning, bro. This is what you do in markets that move the way you want. And it is beautiful. You rely on conditions to set your trade idea. You are proactive and reactive to the market. You do not think of one idea and do nothing but that. I know that kind of counters what I said, but bro, I'm in my flow state. All right, that's 2 winning trades in a row. One more trade. I'm passing 3 evals, bro. Very excited for it. And then, so I enter right here. I get a bit of a shitty fill per usual, in cash style, and then we just deliver straight to my DOL. Now, my DOL was the 4-hour fair value gap. Why do I not have it down here? The reason why I do not have it down there is simply because of this external level. This external level, it's in something. In my head, it was in something. Now, when I look at the 15-minute, it is the most blatantly obvious market maker sell model of my entire life. Yeah, it is a little steep, but with all this LRL and then it's just a major sleep of liquidity, bro, and I'm telling you, we're going to be bullish over the next couple of days, right? Maybe not today, but at some point we'll be bullish again. Who would have guessed? It's literally insane, bro, just saying whatever I want. So that's how I got my trade of the day. It really was simple. I did go break even, I believe. I didn't go break even here because I had a lot of conviction with the 15-minute SMT and stuff. This is an extremely high resistance stop loss. And you might be saying, oh my gosh, I'm binge watching all his videos because you're so creative and funny and awesome. You always mention high resistance stop losses. Why is it? Because what matters more than your TP is your stop loss, bro. Think about it. If your stop loss is guaranteed to not be hit, then your trade will 100% win. Does that make sense? So you wait for a time when the market is creating a high resistance stop loss, which is created through SMTs, filling imbalances, intermediate highs, intermediate lows, liquidity sweeps, creating a high resistance level that you can trade against. And this is how you can catch banger moves like this. So I wanted my piece of the pie. I knew I had the 4 hour for value gap here. We had already distributed mad pointage, like 400 points. I didn't want to ask for 105 point TP. Honestly, good idea. I could have had faith in it and held though, because it was extremely obvious, especially when you look at the market maker buy model on the 15-minute. However, honestly, a little bit because of psychology and a little bit just because I feel like it, I just want to get my 1.0 RR. I was also at my 9 to 5 actively working, which I thought about today. If I'm working at my 9 to 5, bro, fuck if I blow an eval. I'm getting paid. I'm on the job to literally trade. So if you think about it, no matter what, if I blew every eval forever, that time spent trading, even if I only lose for the rest of my life, is a net zero, because the hourly rate, the hourly wage I get paid makes up for the lost evals, right? So basically, I got a big ass mega mind brain and my shit is massive. And YouTube, by my shit, I mean my brain, bro. Seriously. But anyways, the Nasdaq treated me wonderfully today. It left me satisfied and smiling. I have zero complaints. If you have any questions on my brain, why I seem sort of down syndric, etc., please drop a comment below. I can help any of y'all out, walk you through my thought process even more. Hopefully, I described it well, but seriously, put more input. Like, we're going to the fucking moon, baby. And I'm not cursing because Jesus. Right here.